Welcome again, everyone, to Penelope Pendrick, The Art of Deceit. So,
The demo.
so what we had said before we had some technical difficulties, was that the beginning intro, it just reminded us of the Agatha Christie games.
It does. The music,
the feel, the music.
tone.
It kind of reminded me of Evil Under the Sun. That's the feeling that I got just from the intro music and all that. But, well, we're going to be just playing on classic because we need the help.
We need help.
We'll skip this. We don't need it.
Yeah.
All right. Penelope Pendrick, a writer by trade, somehow found herself faced with the suspicious death of her elderly neighbor. As the sole individual to question the story, Penelope had to step into the role of investigator to prove that all was not as it seemed. After piecing together the truth about Mrs. Jenkins' death, Penelope decided that her harrowing adventures was something worth writing about. Yesterday, she received a phone call from a small police force impressed by her publication and desperate for help. Today, she flies out to Connecticut to embark on her first official case. Got her boarding pass. You get to fly off.
Just click on the plane ticket and you'll be on your way.
All right, so we got our in-clock time and our room key. And our suitcase full of clothes.
Hello?
Hello, Miss Pendrick. This is Sergeant Russell. I'm going to be your contact down at the Carlisle Police Department during your stay here. Glad to see you had no problem finding your accommodation, and I hope you've had some time to get acquainted with the place.
As we were in the previous kind of start of this, we're going to continue to be sassy because that's what we decided we wanted to be.
You want to be sassy?
If I couldn't find my room, that would make for a bad first impression of my detective skills.
You're not wrong. The last thing we need right now is another person who can't find what they are looking for. To put it mildly, the past week has been overwhelming. 3 people gone missing, one right after the other. Only a couple days in between each. Our entire department is 3 people, for crying out loud. We're not equipped to handle something like this. What we're equipped for is either graffiti related or has to deal with noise ordinance.
3 people in a week? All in this little town?
We've never seen anything like it. The worst part is that there's so many unknowns. Our gut is telling us that these disappearances are connected. You'd think they have to be, right? But try explaining that to the county chief. Without concrete proof, he just sees this all as a whole lot of coincidence, and potentially not even a crime. We're getting no outside help with this, no matter how much we beg.
Ah, okay. Well, that answers why you brought me up here, rather than literally any cop in the state. That one was the real mystery.
Desperate times calls for desperate measures, they say. No offense.
None taken, trust me.
Officer Vasquez was the one to read your publication. He relayed it to me afterwards, and we all agreed that you seemed to have some pretty solid intuition. It was his idea to reach out. Anyway, let's get down to business. I'll be sending you some documents that we...
Huh?
Unauthorized call time expended. Please enter 4-digit PIN to continue to use line.
And the game blocked us from continuing our quest.
So now to figure out how to get it.
Pablo's Pizza. $5.99. We are going to order a pizza. If it's only $5.99, that's like a steal. Got our TV, our VHS.
See if you can turn it on.
You can turn it on.
But you don't have any video.
No. Alright, Alright, we got notes with Sergeant Russell's police phone number. Can't do anything there. The fridge is off limits. We can turn the stove on. Probably ruin the pot if we left it on without any.
I don't think you can leave it on if you back out.
No, I think it would auto turn it off. We can do something with the sink. Eventually. These pictures right here are weird.
Weird.
Just eyes staring at you throughout your whole room.
It kind of looks like wood.
You have to have this in here, just like all the other Nancy Drew games. Alright, well, we need to figure out how to get the phone to unlock itself, because we can't make a call if we can't do that.
How many people live in this apartment
Hello?
building?
At least one.
Do you have a second?
Fine. What? Who even are you? Actually, you know what? Don't tell me. You've already wasted enough of my time.
We're gonna be sassy.
I'm really sorry to bother you. I just have one quick question. Then I'll get out of your hair.
Well, spit it out. What do you want?
I just moved into the room next door,
My condolences. To both me and you.
and I was kicked off the landline. It's asking for some kind of pin to activate it again.
If I tell you how that thing works, can we agree that this door is now permanently off limits?
No.
Unfortunately, I can't really promise that.
Whatever. Then let's not drag this out. The phone code is 9, followed by your room number.
See, was that really that hard?
See, was that really so hard?
Hey now, don't try to fight me at my own game. You don't have the face for it.
Hey, I never caught your name.
Did I drop it?
That exchange really brightened up my day.
It's fine, Penelope. You'll get over it.
Alright, so now we can call...
I like the animations for the character. That looked really good.
Yeah, it was really smooth.
Unauthorized call time expended. Please enter 4-digit PIN to continue to use line.
9101 for
Caller
our code.
authorized.
Alright, we're calling for pizza. 663.
Now isn't the best time.
Penelope, you need food, so we're gonna call for pizza at one point. I guess we had to just call the detective back and not get food. Sad.
Carlisle Police Department, Sergeant Russell speaking.
Hi, Sergeant. It's Penelope again.
Penelope! We got a guy here who bet you were already hightailing it back to Virginia. Zimmerman, you owe me 20.
Not quite
That's
yet.
so offensive.
Although I'll probably end up questioning that decision. Sorry about that, by the way. Getting cut off like that. The landline here is a little funky.
You're back, and that's all that matters. Now, what had I been saying?
You were in the middle of praising my intuition or something about documents. Let's just go with documents.
Something about documents, I think?
Yes, right. Missing person reports we have filled out for the individuals. I'll be sending you some copies soon, so look out for that.
These 3 people that went missing, what can you tell me about them?
The first call we received concerned a Mr. Gerald Cook. You know the gentleman, late 60s, who owns a bookstore on Main Street. The second, more concerning call was from Mrs. Eileen Davies in reference to her son, Terrence. The boy had apparently not come home after school that day. He's only 15, which has really started to raise some red flags. Then, only 2 days after that, a third person was called in. The caller couldn't provide a name for the woman, only said that she's been coming to a specific diner for breakfast at 9 a.m. sharp every single day for years. This was the 3rd day in a row she hadn't shown, and the caller found this to be very out of character.
Let's start at the top and just go down.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me more about Gerald Cook?
Never met the man personally, but I had heard his name prior to all this. His bookstore, Novel Books, is a bit of a hub in this part of town. The place is practically a rec center for the entire population of Carlisle over the age of 65. In fact, it was one of those old timers that made the call at the crack of dawn to tell us that Gerald had to open up shop as usual and was nowhere to be found.
He's very punctual or mention any signs of a struggle or a break-in.
Struggle and a break-in.
Did the caller mention seeing any signs of a struggle or break-in?
We asked him to take a good look around for just that. He told us that the store was still completely locked up. Through the windows, everything looked fine, and there weren't any signs of forced entry. That day, we went out and interviewed maybe 20 or so people, and Vasquez canvassed the place once we got inside. Nothing. The place was pristine. Cash register locked. Interviewees all giving the same story.
How did you get inside?
Mm-hmm.
How did you end up getting inside?
There was a guy hanging around there. Michael something? Nobody asked you! Yeah, Mitchell Hart. Said he had a spare key. Seemed to know Gerald well. We talked to him for a while, but he didn't really say anything that everyone else hadn't told us already. He took us to Gerald's apartment, right above the store, but when we knocked, there was no answer.
I wonder if anyone else has a key besides this Mitchell guy. Maybe Gerald was mugged and someone pickpocketed him.
It'll be right out of the ne'er-do-well's playbook. Mug an old guy in an alley, steal his keys, rob his place, then lock up on the way out. That's why right now, our first priority is to get into that cash register. If money is missing, that'll simplify everything and give us a little direction, for Gerald's case at least. The address of Gerald's bookstore is 225 Main Street. Go take a look around for yourself.
Can you tell me more about Terrence Davies?
Terrence just turned 15 a few months ago. If he was any younger, all the cops in the county would be swarming around this case like flies to a rotten lunch meat. He's right at the age where the chief can shrug his disappearance off as a rebellious kid doing rebellious kid things.
Does Terrence have any history of running away or causing trouble?
Not according to his mother, at least not according to what we could piece together through the tears. Either way, we suspect she views her son through some rose-colored glasses, because interviews from fellow students and teachers at his high school painted a slightly different picture of him.
Sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Trouble or as a bully?
Something tells me he's more of a troublemaker.
Does he get into trouble at school?
It sounds like he's mellowed out some now that he started high school. He holds quite the impressive record for previous years, but his current teachers just described him as some disruptive class clown type, not some menace to society.
What exactly has he done?
You name it. He had a rebellious streak in middle school according to the school documents, suspended multiple times, never hurt anyone or anything like that, but played hooky a lot. Pulled the fire alarm once and also called a fake bomb threat in as a joke in the 7th grade.
Okay, then.
Sounds
I
like
can
a good old
kinda
Jake
see where
Rogers.
the chief is coming from.
Oh my
But even if
gosh.
Terrence is just falling back into old habits, we still need to track him down for his mother's sanity. And by extension, ours.
Where was he last seen and what's his family like? Where was he last seen?
Yeah.
Well, when and where was Terrence last seen?
Teachers, classmates, and friends all said he left school at 3 p.m. with the rest of the kids. He told his friends he was going hiking, which they said was a regular thing he'd do. No one has heard from him since.
Did anyone say where he normally hikes? Did he seem upset or anything? As if he was leaving?
Was he upset?
Did he seem upset or anything as he was leaving?
Not that anyone mentioned.
What's his family life like?
It's just him and Mrs. Davies. No siblings, no father in the picture. Explains why she's so attached.
Could you tell if there was any strain in their relationship?
Who knows? From the sound of it, they spend more time together than an average mother and teenage son duo. But can't see under the surface. We'll get you in contact with Mrs. Davies. Once she calms down a bit, I'm sure she'll give us more to work with. Not sure how much luck you'll have with her, but feel free to give her a call. Phone number is 203-555-0927.
Alright. Alright, and the woman at the diner.
Can you tell me more about the diner woman?
Yes, Jane Dell. I wanted to call her Victim X. I thought it was catchy. But protocol. She's our shakiest case by far. Called in missing by a waitress just because she decided not to get breakfast at the Sunrise Diner for a couple mornings? No wonder the chief won't give us the time of day.
But the waitress thought she had good enough reason to notify the police. So there must be something to it.
Maybe she's a good
It's
tipper?
true that she's genuinely concerned.
Maybe.
Said that the very few times Jane didn't show over the past couple years, she leave little notes on napkins with the tip the day before. Not this time.
And they never assumed to even ask what her name is?
I find that odd.
I would assume that if you're serving
You'd
someone
at least
daily,
know their name.
Yeah, just first name, maybe not last name, but you talk to them enough if it's been, like, how many years did they say that they were talking to her over?
I think it was 3.
Yeah, I'm like, for 3 years having someone come into the restaurant like that, you'd assume you'd know their name, at least the first name. Notes, didn't she just tell them, or she really ate the same diner every single day for years?
Well, if it's a small town, why wouldn't she be eating at the same diner?
True. Well, let's see. What about the notes?
Notes? She didn't just tell them?
The waitress describes Jane as an incredibly quiet, solitary woman. Said when Jane first started eating there, she thought Jane was deaf, but no, just quiet.
Well, if she was really that reclusive, that would explain why nobody knows anything about her.
There's our problem. Jane would only speak to order and say pleases and thank yous. She didn't sit around chatting up the help for hours.
If she wasn't there to hang out with the waitresses, what did she do every single morning?
Read books, lots of them. And not just the type with shirtless cowboys on the cover, but books with real substance, textbooks even, and all subjects, especially history. The waitresses said that Jane would set up every day in the same booth, take a few books out of her bag, and read and take notes while she ate.
Interesting. I wonder if doing this was work-related or a hobby.
What did you investigate, and who did you interview? Did she
Also, I
frequent any
feel a
other
little called
location?
out by what the sergeant said
Oh,
about the types
book?
of books. It's like, yeah, mine aren't cowboys. It's more fantasy. You just can't tell by the cover anymore.
Let's see. Who did they interview?
What did you investigate? And who did you interview in regards to Jane?
What can we investigate? No one knows her name, address, place of work, family, acquaintances. We examined her favorite booth at the diner and interviewed everyone who works there. All we know is that she's been coming there for roughly 3 years, is quiet, reads a lot, and has tried everything on the menu.
None of the workers said she was acting differently the last day she was seen?
No one was paying enough attention to remember. But one of the waitresses did hold on to what's currently our shred of evidence, a napkin with some chicken scratch. She was planning to return it to Jane the next day, but you know how that story ends.
Did she frequent any other locations besides the diner?
My only guess would be a library. Owning all those books would cost an arm and a leg.
Maybe
Thing
she
is,
went to the one
our
guy's
line
shop.
doesn't have its own
Maybe.
library, and there are too many to count in neighboring towns.
Wow, this is like trying to track down a ghost.
You're telling me. All I can say is keep an eye open while you're investigating the other two. That's the best we can do right now. I'll send the napkin along with the other documents. So, Penelope, now that you know more about what we're dealing with here, what's going on through your head?
I think the disappearances are related. I don't think the disappearances are related, but these people are still victims of something. I don't think,
think
these
they're
people are
related.
victims. Do you think they're all related?
It could potentially be related just because of the older man and the woman.
What about the boy?
The boy is the only one that doesn't fit into the fact. It doesn't fit into the pieces. I don't know. What do you want to call it? The mystery.
I think the disappearances are related. In a town this small, with barely any history of crime, it just seems too unusual to just be coincidence. Even if we don't see any links between the victims yet, once we dig deeper, I'm fairly certain we will.
Interesting hypothesis. We'll see if it holds up.
He's not
First
even
things
confident
first,
in us.
keep an eye out for those reports we'll be sending.
Thanks, Sergeant. I guess it's time for me to get out there and start playing detective.
Good luck. Call us anytime. And thanks again for coming up here. Having a new nose around to sniff out leads might be exactly what we need.
I love how she said, time to go play detective.
So, she probably won't answer us. I don't think there's anyone else really here. Let's look down here. Fire alarm. No! Would have been a great second chance. Or maybe it's not in the demo. Okay, we can look.
There's only so much we can do. This place is really run down, or they must be renovating.
Yeah, so we got like a little straw. So someone's gonna be missing it.
I want to know why straw is important.
Got tape measure.
The tools I'm not going
This
to
could
question.
come in handy.
They're always handy. And so, is anyone here? Hello? Knock knock. March 6th, 2016. Oh,
Looks like
don't mind
no one's
us.
using this right now.
We're just picking up Nancy's kleptomatic
Tendencies.
habits.
So, room 203. I don't see anything else we can look at. Yeah, just don't mind us. We're gonna just snoop through your garbage can.
Something about this shopping list is unusual. I'd better hold on to it.
Onion 3, peach 9,
Three
cherries
8, pomegranate 4.
This is kind of a
30
weird list.
grapes, 2 pears, 8 bananas, and 5 blueberries. Why do they have numbers attached to them, but then some say a number written in full?
It's kind of weird. I wonder what that's for. And hello, Dead End. Our name is Penelope Pendrick. I was hoping that it was going to be an office.
I thought maybe there'd be someone inside.
Okay, there's nothing over here. Got some stair. Okay, that's like,
Looks like they're gonna fall off. Oh gosh. It's really in disarray.
that key was for 203. Perfect. Oh, looks like it's getting renovated. Maybe we can move to this room.
Maybe. We get a little bit of a better view.
Okay. Oh. How to remove rust.
I guess we'll be removing some rust. Possibly.
But it's just little instructions. What's in this box? Okay, we need a picture of that. Go. When you ever see something like this, it's like you automatically know it's going to be a puzzle.
Yeah.
That
Especially
looks a little
since it's like right
confusing.
here. That looks a little confusing almost.
Yeah. So we got screws. Can't look at
Can't do
anything
anything
there. Okay. First puzzle. Danny, I'm gonna need your help with this one. So we have
a photo, and I can look. Okay, let's see.
So we have one. One is on the side of the box.
Yeah, the handle facing towards us is
And
going
it's
to be
the
that
front
first
because it
little
has
button.
that one little piece right here. I should probably use the mouse to point. So it has this little piece here, but it's pointing to the side. So that would mean this piece would be one. Correct?
Maybe? Because I'm looking at the other ones, and that doesn't look right.
It's based on, so you look at where one is listed on that. Here, I'll back out.
But there's
So-
also a button on the side.
Yeah, this one here. And it's not pointing to here, it's pointing down lower, isn't it? Because if you look, wouldn't it be one of these?
But look at where 2 is. It's pointing to the top.
And there's 2 buttons on top. See? There's 2 right here. Wouldn't it be based on the angles?
Maybe?
Yeah, because we don't have a button over here. Look at this. We can rotate it. There's a button here, and it's pointing to 2.
Alright, try what you want and see if it works.
We have 1. And we're going to flip it. And if this is 2, and we flip it again, because we have that one piece here, we're going to pick this as 3. We flip that. This is pointing to 4. And then we have 5, which would be possibly this one. And then we have 6, which would be that front piece.
What button would be 7?
I don't think that's right.
Okay, what do you think?
So because of there being so many buttons, if I look at image 1, it looks like it's pointing to that button on the side. Because if it were pointing to if it was pointing directly to the button, wouldn't it be a little bit more visible?
Maybe.
So what I'm going to have you do is hit that side button right there for 1.
So this one?
Yes. I'm delayed, so I have to look over at your screen. What you're going to do for 2 is you're going to flip it around, make sure the handle's facing away from you.
Yes.
And then you're going to hit that top button on top next to the handle on the left.
Okay. And then
For
we have
3, make sure the handle is facing back in the other direction.
Yeah, because I see the
And
little
you're going
box.
to hit...
Is it this front one?
Yeah, hit that front one. Nope, that's not the right one.
Oh, it wasn't?
It's 7. So it's going to be the one on the back.
So 1 is on the side, we flip it, and we said 2 is the top one.
2 is the top.
Okay.
3 is going to be on the side where the handle is facing towards us.
So right here?
No, it's going to be the other side. Because if you look at the image on the tool chest, the handle is facing on the side of where 3
this
is.
one. So it'd be this back button right here. Okay.
All right, and 4, since it gives you a top picture,
The only
4
one
is
in the
going to be
back
that
middle.
center button right there.
Yes.
5,
And-
it's also on that same side, but it's pointing to one of the top pieces. So hit that right one.
Like when it's flipped right? Yeah.
Yeah,
it would
should be that one.
Okay, and then we have
6, if you
6.
face it towards us.
it'd be that front one.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be 7?
Yeah, 7 would be the other side, so it'd be that piece. And then 8 is going to be on the opposite side
That's
in that center.
Perfect. That was kind of confusing.
I know, because I'm like, wait, the pieces on that they're pointing to, we don't see the actual piece. It's just pointing in the general direction. And you kind of have to put the pieces together to make that assumption.
Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, we need this.
Joe, your toolbox is a hazard to our investigation, and we need to obtain your junk.
We have a little star like right in the corner. We can look at it. Ooh. Can we combine this? Nice. Now we have a little lubricant spray with a straw. It makes sense why we needed the straw now. Yeah, that does. Is there anything else in here that we're missing? I think that's it.
I don't think so. You looked in all the boxes that you could.
Yep. Oh, wait. Maybe is there more? Oh. Yikes. This building needs a lot of repairs.
Yeah. I almost said it's okay, Nancy, but it's okay, Penelope. The building won't come down on your head.
Alright, let's see where we can go. We can go to the bookstore. The outside of the town looks really cool.
I know.
Oh, that's cool.
I wanted to say cute and cool at the same time.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, the eye.
The eyes are everywhere. Oh, you know what? We didn't call the mother. That's fine, right? We'll just investigate.
I don't think we
first.
need to.
Hey, you! Excuse me.
Well,
Miss, I think you might have the wrong address.
Thanks for your concern. But no, this is...
Sorry, let me rephrase. Bookstores, generally speaking, are for those who can read.
What?
what?
The front door. There is a sign that states in perfect English that this store is closed.
Then why is the door not locked?
Well, what if I told you in perfect English that you are sitting in what is maybe a crime scene?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that answer.
I like that one too.
And what if I told you, in perfect English, that you're sitting in what may be a crime scene?
That was either a thinly veiled threat or you're here because of the investigation.
You got it.
think?
The latter, I mean. I'm Penelope Pendrick, here on behalf of the Carlisle Police, regarding Gerald Cook.
I apologize for doubting your ethics and literacy. The name's Mitchell. Under usual circumstances, I
Mitchell.
helped Gerald run novel books, but now I'm useless.
Mitchell Hart. The sergeant mentioned you to me.
You have a key to the store, correct? Logically, that would make you a prime suspect, or conversely, having someone who knows Gerald well will be much more useful than you realize. You'll have plenty of chances to help us. Well, let's not get on his bad side just yet.
let's have him help us.
Conversely, having someone who knows Gerald well will be much more useful than you realize. You'll have plenty of chances to help us.
I already told them everything I know, which has clearly led nowhere.
Can you describe to me the last time you saw Gerald that day?
Like I told the cops, it was a completely normal day. I was sitting here for an hour or so before closing time, and then at 7 o'clock to help corral any stragglers out of the store. I said goodnight to Gerald, who was doing the usual nightly organizing and pencil pushing, and headed home.
So he wasn't acting unusually in any way?
Not at all. Albeit the store was having a busy streak, which kept Gerald pretty occupied. So no downtime to shoot the breeze.
Okay. Thanks for the information. Would you mind if I asked you some more questions?
Let's do more questions.
Ask away.
All right.
What do you usually do to help Gerald run the store?
Sit in this corner all day? Not even kidding. If a customer has a question on where to find something, I locate it for them on the shelves. I also give suggestions of good reads based on what kind of genres they're looking for.
Welcome.
Classics, thrillers, historical fictions, how-tos.
Saw you playing this
name it.
yesterday,
Do you
and
have
I
a
wanted
job
to
besides
join,
this?
but I
It
wasn't
sounds
able
like
to.
you spend a lot of time
How are
here.
you this Saturday
Technically
evening?
speaking, I work in an insurance agency, but the past few months they've been cutting my hours. I used to spend time here to relax after work, but when my job situation started to go downhill, Gerald offered to take me on as a part-time employee.
Oh, that's nice of Gerald.
Perfect.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, if you have any questions about how to install some of the older games, let me know. I did that here the other day to test it out because I want to make sure it still would work, and I believe everything is up to date for it because I've kind of changed it around a bit.
How are we? We're doing good.
It had some technical difficulties when we first started it, but everything's better now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really generous of him.
Gerald's just a genuinely good-hearted person, who are unfortunately becoming a dying breed.
You mentioned the store being busy the day Gerald disappeared. Abnormally busy?
You'd be surprised how much traffic this place gets. A day like that happens at least twice a week.
Twice a week? Wow. For a tiny little town, it's like just super busy.
Interesting.
Sounds like
Especially
real
when they
business.
made reference to how the bookstore's for like 65 and older.
That's what the
sergeant had said.
Yeah, the sergeant said that. But maybe it's not it's more popular with everyone.
Gerald sounds like a real business mastermind running such a successful little mom and pop shop.
I
wish
think
you
we
were
had an
here.
ad
You'd get a
playing,
kick out
so-
of being called a business mastermind.
Yes, I loved
He's not
it.
a businessman
perfect.
at heart.
We're not in an ad
But
break
he's got
anymore.
a way of making everyone feel like family. It's like he runs a community center, not a bookstore.
Has Gerald ever gone on a spontaneous vacation or trip?
The man is the antithesis of spontaneity. I've known him around 5 years, and he's never left the store out of the blue like this.
The day Gerald went missing, what did you do that evening after you went home at 7 p.m.?
Probably thawed some frozen dinner and watched TV. The new episode of Crypt Diggers would have been on at 8, and then I normally go to bed at 11.
That's very
Would it be
oddly
okay
specific.
if I took a look around?
Go right ahead. The cop here only did a quick walkthrough. Didn't seem very thorough.
The fact that he's pointing that the cop didn't do his job. That says something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I love the look of this store.
I know, it's so cute. The Hound of Baskerville. Al, your move, Jake. Yes, you forgot your glasses. Someone didn't finish their chess game.
Nope.
I wonder if someone just moved a piece and then they just keep bouncing back and forth as they come into the shop. Copperfield, Scarlet Letter. I think that's Pride and Prejudice over here. Let's see, what books can we look at? On the Origin of Species, Charles Darwin. Oh my gosh, they have like little excerpts from it.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if I want to read all this though.
I don't know if it's important or not.
We'll just go and we'll find out.
Yeah. We can hold off on it. If we need to come back to it later, we can.
Yep. The Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. Now, isn't that a throwback to Waverly?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I love this. Let's see, another book? Short Stories for Children. Little Jenny Spider. Got like little jar of cookies and all that. Fun fact, Charles Darwin tried to ride the giant turtles when he visited Galapagos Island. I did not know that. Welcome to the stream. Botanical Glossary, first edition. Got some flowers in here. I love the artwork for this. It's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings. Oh my gosh, these are cute. I love this. Vermont and all of that. Alabama. Ooh, candies.
Hi, I
are
believe we
90
played
cents.
Among Us together for Pius's fundraiser.
Oh,
I
I
kind
knew
of
I
remember
recognized
your
your
username.
name. I'm like, I recognize your name, but I wasn't sure. Ooh.
Well, welcome in, Budwin Chimes. Hope you enjoy the stream.
So we got a locked door back here we can't get into. Crimes and Punishment for $4.95. That's a pretty
That's
good
a
deal.
steal. Ugh, my $30 hardcovers are crying in the corner right now.
Okay, so cash register's locked. Ooh, we got his wallet. We love you, Grandpa. Aw, that's cute.
Oh, that is.
But it's kind of concerning that his,
wallet is still in the coat.
yeah, that's not a good thing. Ooh. 3rd from top, 6, 7, 8 from left. And we have a bunch of letters. Don't forget. Thank you for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
We hope you
Bud
enjoy the
Wind
stream. And Espresso Express. 555 bean. Can we call that?
I so want to try. When we get back to,
Can we not look at this? Okay, maybe not.
maybe it's something we can do later in the game?
Maybe.
If we need batteries?
Just go and steal batteries from
Yeah.
the calculator. Is there anything here?
I really like the animations for the characters. It looks really smooth.
So, that note, it said... I probably should have taken a picture of it so I can go and see it. So that was... Oops. In his wallet. It says, don't forget, we have a bunch of letters and this, like a skull right here. There is a skull by the character.
Mm-hmm. Is that just the direction that it's in?
There's a skull and there's letters on the table. Do like the letters mean
Each
something?
letter represents something in that tiny little circle. Can you move those things off so we can see it?
No, I cannot do anything. You see an E?
I have to make this screen a little bit bigger.
I don't see an E.
I can't tell if that's an F. Maybe, well, the skull's covering it, so.
I'm not sure. Well, they did say 3rd from top. And they're pointing at this bookshelf over here, but let's see. Encyclopedia of Garden. Will we have the garden?
I do remember seeing a couple images about, like, that take place in a garden.
The second sally of our worthy knight, Don. I'm going to butcher this. I like that we get to look at all these different type of books.
Mm-hmm.
Got nothing in here. Ooh, what's here? Ooh, we have different little knobs, and it's a little hidden compartment behind the books.
Oh, that's cute.
It's got a sun.
Stuck.
Oh, well, we have some spray. Will that work? There we go. We got clouds, raindrop, moon, water, wind, and a sun. So they all represent something. But not sure what it was supposed to be.
It has to do with that note. I do know that just because it would be too...
Well, it pointed directly towards it, so... A Tale of Two Cities. Cute. I love that we can look at all these. I think there's...
I like the
anything else
design of
there?
that book cover just because it kind of reminded me of like the classic Nancy Drew covers.
It kind of does. The Complete Guide to Shoemaking. Use this to, like, look at footprints and help determine the size of them.
Makes me think of Sherlock Holmes. And Nemesis.
Nemesis had the shoe size. Was that the only game that did that?
One of the other games probably had it, but I just can't remember off the top of my head.
I want to say, what was it? I think it was... I have my list of them somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was like the new release one also had that. Small Towns of Connecticut. Got like little info. Ooh, we have a phone number. Call Ranham at 339-555-0668. Okay, so I guess if we want more information about the town, we can call. Okay, we'll keep that in our notes. Okay, I don't see anything else. But what would get us this code? It has to be this note. But the only place that I could see would be like right here. Wouldn't it?
Maybe.
So it looks like
There are only 3 buttons, so if you and I ultimately couldn't figure it out, we could try to guess.
pull up
but
the alphabet and let's look at that. Just so that we can kind of maybe kind of jump back and forth. So if Z starts at N,
those letters are all random. No, you're right.
no, they're in order.
They're in order.
So we need to look at it as M-N-O, A is O, B is P,
So what would
C,
be E?
Q would be C,
R S? S would be E then.
okay, so we have S,
I gotta pull up. Give me a minute.
so S, G,
So what's the next letter?
so if the next letter is G, and so if E is S, what would that be? The next letter be? That'd be a U, wouldn't it?
Well, J is V and I is U. I have to make this bigger. I can't see it.
No, it'd be G. You're looking at it backwards. The
Oh,
outside one is the
you're
one
right.
we're basing it off of to go on the inside.
Okay.
So E, if E is S, G, wouldn't it be U?
Maybe? I'm gonna lose track of this. So. B, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, that'd be U. What's the next letter?
Fell asleep. The next letter is Z.
B,
Z will be N.
J, K, L, M, N.
We have this one. We can see it. So
Okay.
the first is sun. So that's the answer to the first part of the puzzle. Then we have I. So if we start with
I wish we could move it so we could see it easier.
no.
So we want the letter I, and A starts at L. No, it doesn't. I'm wrong.
It would be whatever
Oh,
I would be.
A is O, so
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, A.
Is that W?
L.
You said it was I, right?
Yes.
Because if A's O, you start at O as when you start doing that. A, B, C.
It would be W.
What's the next letter?
If we're going for U, it would be I. So W-I,
Okay.
and then P.
P is B. Wait,
No.
I'm
N
reading
is
it backwards.
B. N-O-P, so B. If that's a B, we have B, C. That would be a D.
W-I-D?
Oh no, I flipped it. It's Z and then P. So that would be wind. Because I-U-Z-P-D. If we're going U-Z-P-D, that would be wind. Well, that'd be wind. And can we... Oh, there we go.
What was the next one?
I'm going to guess.
Oh, it
was
looked like it was a
rain.
raindrop.
It was raindrops. And so we have a key. At least we could kind of eyeball at least the first two. So what does this key open? There's only one lock. That and a door. Is
If there were
this the
four,
door?
then we'd be a little in trouble and trying to figure out the rest of it.
Okay, that does not work. It unlocked this.
Oh, it's a cash register.
We have a cash box full of money. That's a lot of coins.
Yeah.
I don't think I see cash boxes that full anymore. Well, it doesn't look like it was a robbery.
Everything okay? You look a little grim.
Well, his coat's still here. It has all of his personal belongings, and
You
the
just
cash register box isn't
casually
there.
just didn't pay attention to that, Mitch.
Did you notice that Gerald's coat is still here?
Sure, but it's been unseasonably warm. Not really coat weather.
Well, it's not the coat I'm worried about. It's that his wallet is still in the pocket, with money and his driver's license.
Oh,
Yeah, not good.
I took a look inside the cash register. Whatever happened to Gerald didn't involve a robbery.
are you saying that someone out there targeted Gerald because of some personal vendetta?
We
That's
didn't say that.
insane. That'd be like going after Santa Claus.
We don't know that at all. We've only just ruled out one possibility.
Well, this isn't great news.
I'm sorry. Try and stay positive, okay? There's still so much we don't know. There could still be a perfectly innocent explanation to all this.
Could be random. Don't really know anything other than just those little pieces of information.
True.
Well, the only thing left is to call the mother of the kid.
What about those other numbers we had?
The
555 Bean. I want to call that and see if it works.
that would be a funny little Easter egg.
I need you to try this. Okay, so I'm pulling up my phone. 2, 3, 2, 6.
Thank you for
Calls.
calling Espresso Express. Stop in for an espresso, macchiato, cappuccino, maraschino, doppio, lungo, ristretto, corretto, con panna, romano, americano, latte,
Oh my
mocha,
gosh.
featuring breve,
Oh
Vienna,
my
latte
gosh.
macchiato, glace, freddo, frappe, cappuccino freddo, espresso lacino, caramel frappe, or Irish coffee. For the complete menu, please visit our website, espressoexpresscarlisle.com. To schedule a birthday party, please stay on the line.
Schedule a birthday party at a coffee shop.
Oh, wasn't there like a phone number for a chiropractor?
I don't even remember what that number was.
Okay, we're deviating. We're going back to the bookshop. We're getting the phone number for the chiropractor. I want to hear if there's a voicemail for that one.
I so need it.
Excuse us, we need the number for the chiropractor. We need to hear if this is 555 back. Okay, and that was it, right?
555 back. B-A-C-K. 2225. I have to be careful not to hit dial on this. Because I don't need to dial it.
Okay, so the phone number was 555-2225.
Zetner Chiropractic, the crack that smiles back. Our hours are 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday. Please visit our website to schedule an appointment or use the patient portal for billing and messaging. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. I love it.
That was amazing.
The scream in the background.
I had the thought that would make it perfectly funny, and I did not expect to hear it.
How many people actually tried calling these numbers in their playthroughs?
I want to know, Carter, did you do that when you were playing?
Terrence, is that you?
I'm
Sorry, we're not.
Mrs. Davies?
Oh, yes, this is she.
My name is Penelope Pendrick.
Working with Charles Police to help find your son. Would you have a moment to answer a few questions? I know you're going through a lot right now, but I'm working with the police to do everything we can to help find your son. If you're feeling up to it, would you mind answering a few questions?
Let's
be
nice.
sympathetic.
I know you're going through a lot right now, but I'm working with the police to do everything we can to find your son. If you're feeling up to it, would you mind answering a few questions?
Thank you. I'll do my best.
Can you please describe the entire day he went missing in detail? From morning to evening.
Let's see. I got up at 6:30 as usual and started making breakfast. Terrence sets his alarm for 7 and ate quickly after he got up. He had me sign a permission slip for some field trip, and then he gathered all his school supplies and left. As he was leaving, we argued about some stupid little thing. I think he had left his jacket on the floor. And that was the last time I saw him angry at me. I just keep playing that over and over in my head and hating myself for it. I left work at 5, and he was out when I arrived back, which isn't too abnormal, but when he wasn't home an hour later, I started calling around to his friends' moms. He wasn't over anyone else's house. Then it got dark, and he still wasn't home. That's when I called the police.
Thank you for sharing this with me. I'm sure it's not easy to think about.
Welcome back, Carter. Did you call the phone numbers that were, you could find in the game? The coffee shop and the chiropractor? Because you can call those.
We just heard the most funniest voicemails.
It was amazing. It was hilarious.
Gasp! No.
Yes.
Okay, you need to go and call them because the voicemails are funny.
They are. It was hilarious. I loved it. I am so happy that she put this in the game.
One of them was 555 Bean and the other was 555 back.
I called the pizza place, but they didn't answer. I know, and we were hoping that they would. We were told we can't order anything. It was honestly the best. All right, so you mentioned a field trip. Can you tell me more about that? I heard Terrence told his friends he was going on a hike after school. Do you know anywhere in particular he likes to go? Let's go talk about the field trip. That's new information.
You mentioned a field trip. Can you tell me more about that?
It was for his art class. A gallery that they were going to tour that day, not far from here.
Do you remember the name of the gallery?
Something pretentious. Bold decisions, bold and brash. I have the paper around here somewhere.
I'm having
That's
flashbacks
right.
to my phone
Bold
calls
depictions.
for work.
3297 Ocala Street, Oakford, Connecticut.
Thank you. It could be a start.
If you say so.
Any information is always good information.
I heard that Terrence told his friends he was going hiking after school was out. Do you know of anywhere in particular he likes to go?
It could have been anywhere. That boy's practically explored the entire state.
Could he have gotten lost or hurt somewhere in the woods?
No! No, impossible. He was a Boy Scout for years, and he's even taken courses on outdoor survival. This kind of thing is what he lives for.
I have no doubt he's very competent, Mrs. Davies, but sometimes things can happen that are out of a person's control.
This is just gonna go down.
I said it's
Yeah.
impossible. I know my son.
All right. I'm sorry I came off as implying otherwise. Did anyone mention anything else out of the ordinary that happened at school that day?
No. I don't think so. You know what? I need to go. I can't do this anymore. It's too much. Thinking about that day is too much.
Well, Eileen? Are you there? Oh, poor lady.
Poor thing.
I love that too, that it's almost kind of like 3 mysteries wrapped in a way. All wrapped into one, but 3 missing people, each different types of stories. It's exciting. I agree, Carter. I feel like it's connected in some way, but it's like loosely connected from what I can tell.
And so it's going to be kind of good when we kind of get that full explanation for it once the full game is released. So I'm kind of excited for that. Oh, what time is it? It said 6 p.m. Okay, we have like an hour before they closed.
We're fine.
Okay.
Can you look at anything in there?
No, it wouldn't let me.
Aw.
Welcome to Bold Depictions, miss. Can I offer information on a particular piece, or provide a guided walkthrough?
Thank you. Maybe some other time. I'm actually here on behalf of the Carlisle Police. Would I be able to speak to the owner of this gallery?
Oh, yes. You're looking at him. Colin Ellison. Pleasure to meet you. How can I help?
I'm Penelope Pendrick. I'm sure you've heard of the investigation of the recent disappearances here in Carlisle. I have reason to believe that one of the 3 missing people was here the same day he disappeared.
Yeah. And?
It's very nonchalant about that. Yeah, a
The
person.
sass from these characters, oh my gosh.
He's like, okay, yeah, I know the kid was here. What of it? It doesn't matter. You know something? Did you notice he was acting weird? Was he doing something that maybe seemed odd? Whether he was destroying something or maybe even talking to someone. That's like the best information you could give us. I'm sorry, what? You remember meeting the 15-year-old Terrence Davis last week? Or wait, you're aware of this. Which one?
So you remember meeting the 15-year-old last week?
I'm sorry, what? So you remember meeting 15-year-old Terrence Davies last week?
Oh, too well. Afterward, I googled how to repress a memory.
Can you describe in detail your account of the field trip from start to finish?
Right. Yeah, so the kids and their art teacher were bussed in at 1. There were about 10 of them total. 9th grade, I think. I started by introducing myself and giving some background on my credentials. Everything was going dandy. They were mostly all paying attention. I led them to the painting closest to the front door, and then went around the room from there, explaining my process, the decisions behind the composition, the deeper meaning, the medium used, and so on, for every piece. After we were going for 15, 20 minutes, a few kids in the back started snickering and whispering to each other. Super irritating.
I
Then,
really like
one
the
of those kids raised his hand,
voiceovers for these characters.
so I
They're
made
really
the
good.
mistake of thinking he had a legitimate question. I called on him, and he was like,
Sir, I was wondering, why do all your paintings suck?
all his brain-dead friends laughed, and the teacher yelled at him, which shut him up, but not long enough. I tried to be professional, but a little while later he was drawing something on an index card. He started throwing little pieces of paper with tomato drawings at me. And his spineless excuse of a teacher didn't even do anything about it. Finally, after his friends started doing it too, the teacher decided to just end the whole trip and take them back to the school.
Well, he sounds like a little brat.
Yep.
But also sounds like a standard 15-year-old. So,
Mm-hmm.
because when you go into the detail of paintings like he described, probably a lot of people would be going, yawn. Because, like, if you want to go into the deeper stuff like that, a lot of people have to have that kind of interest. And if you don't, then Troublemaker seems to be pretty right about that. You have to admit the tomato thing is kind of funny. Sure, it was frustrating in the moment, but kids do dumb things like that all the time. It's normal.
Let's choose the bottom
normal.
one.
It's rude.
Yeah, it's more rude.
Yeah, bottom.
Wow. I knew Terrence was supposedly a troublemaker, but that's downright rude. I wonder if his mom ever sees this side of his behavior.
No punishment is severe enough to beat the evil out of that brat. I
Oh
never
my
would have
gosh.
gotten away with acting like that as a kid. I would have been strung up by my thumbs.
Okay, that's a bit extreme. It's not like he burned the building down or something.
When I saw his snotty face on the news later that day, not gonna lie, felt kind of cathartic.
So, the
That's
official
kind of
statement
mean.
for the police is that you had a bad encounter with Terrence. Later that day, he goes missing. And then when the news comes on that evening, you, what, grab a bag of popcorn and smile? Do I have that right?
Oh, lighten up. I meant metaphorically. I'm sure he's fine. Probably just causing chaos somewhere else for now.
I should go.
Aw, what? Forgot your handcuffs?
Rude.
I don't want to go back in there right
The
now.
sass. Oh my goodness. I love it.
He's just like, nope.
Oh, well, yes. There is so much sass from every single character. It is like, I love it.
I know, it's like the best.
Everyone
we
is
have
sassy
notes.
in this game.
We have like little notes. Ooh, checklist. Got that.
Did we try calling that James guy?
No, I don't think we did. So, oh no, wait, we have a different note. So it's
Living for the typewriter X is a
339.
cross out. I like that too.
It is so nice. It just gives you that, like, almost that classic feel. While still almost
You've
being
reached
modern.
the phone of John Branham. I'm currently occupied by something that has a slight possibility of being important. So please call again later or leave a message, and I will get back to you at the earliest convenience.
Well, I guess that's it.
Can you call Pablo's Pizza and get anything? Julia has a great style for shoe.
For sure, yes.
Yep.
She does.
Now
Now
isn't the best time.
Oh, come on.
It's like almost 6 o'clock for her. Do we just go to bed? Call the sergeant, see what he says.
Yeah, because we haven't gotten those papers that he said he was going to give us.
Carlisle Police Department, Sergeant Russell speaking.
I opened the novel book's cash register. It was still full. And to top it off, Gerald's coat and wallet are still in the store.
Oh, Vasquez! You need your eyes checked. Remind me to assign you to interviews next time.
Oh my.
Good work. Whatever happened to Gerald was not premeditated on his end. It's a start.
I
He
love
was-
the complete tone change.
He just
where
went
he
180.
Just yelling, and then all of a sudden he goes, professional, while I'm on the phone.
It's like he didn't think we could hear him. You forgot to mute us if you did.
I went to Novel Books and met Mitchell Hart.
Great. What are your thoughts?
A quaint little store. Certainly doesn't look like a crime scene. As for Mitchell...
He seems frustrated that he couldn't be more helpful to us. I feel like there's just more he's not disclosing to us. I don't know. I just wonder if there's more to him than meets the eye. What do you think about him? Could he be hiding something?
I feel like he could be.
And even if he is intentionally hiding it, maybe he's not. He just doesn't know it's important.
I feel like there must be more he's not disclosing to us. I don't know. I just wonder if there's more to him than meets the eye.
Let me know if you find any solid context to back this up. But until then, I'm not ready to pass judgment based on a feeling.
I got to chat with Eileen Davies. She was only willing to talk for so long, but I did learn that Terrence attended a field trip to an art gallery the day he went missing. She gave me the address, so I went to check it out, and... oh boy.
Did something happen?
I met the owner, Colin Ellison, and asked him about the field trip. According to him, Terrence was kind of a terror during the tour. Colin was generally spitting venom while he recounted what happened. And to put the cherry on top, he described seeing Terrence on the news later that day as cathartic.
That's concerning. Did you get the impression that Colin could be physically violent when angry? Or is he more bark and no bite?
Oh gosh.
Wouldn't be surprised if he'd physically hurt someone who he thinks wronged him. He seems to hold a lot of hate over little things. I don't know. He doesn't come across as the type to get his hands dirty. Does he? He doesn't seem like he would.
He doesn't.
He's more bark and no
But-
bite.
But depending on, I feel like if we were to get to know his character a little bit more, I almost would want to choose the top one, but I'm gonna say the bottom answer is best.
Yeah, because we don't have enough information about him other than that he's a hothead.
Yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't come across as the type to get his hands dirty.
Either way, keep an eye on him and see if you can find out more.
Thanks for talking.
Keep us updated.
Maybe we can talk to Mitchell again.
Maybe. Okay, we got some more information. All right, missing person report. First one is Gerald Cook. So we got calls from Alan Ricks after Mr. Cook did not open his store as usual time of 8 a.m. Got a little deposit of him. We don't know where he's at. Polo shirt, slacks. We got baby Terrence. Call came from mother, Eileen Davis, late in the evening after her son did not return home from school that day. The assumption is running away or possibly camping. And then we have our Jane Doe. 41.3655. Negative 72.1369. That's coordinates, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Those look like coordinates.
Does anyone know where those coordinates actually pinpoint? White blouse, dark pants, Sunrise Diner. Call came from the waitress at Sunrise Diner, Lynette Johnson. She described Jane Doe as a steady regular of multiple years and considered her absence of 3 days to be concerning. You're looking
Ignore
at
me.
the coordinates.
Of course. Negative 72.1.
So brown glasses, black long hair, 5'4", 135, possible 70s birthday.
Is that a question mark at the end? I think I had an extra number.
It should only be 4. I think that's a question mark. It almost looks like a 2, but the 2 right here is different, so it might be a question mark. Where's that pinpoint?
Most likely it pinpoints the location of where
Like the game is
the
taking
game
place?
should take place. Yeah.
Is it in Connecticut?
Let me see. Yeah, it's in Connecticut.
Okay.
Just along the shore, kind of like where they said it was the game's supposed to take place.
Okay.
Can you talk to the neighbor anymore?
Let's see. Does she have anything else to say to us?
It would be rude to knock now.
Oh, it's late.
Did we go to bed?
Think so.
Gotta run and eat. It was fun chatting with y'all.
Thank
It was
you for
fun chatting with you
joining.
too, Carter. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
Yeah. Have a good night and enjoy your dinner.
If I want to set the alarm, I need to press the alarm button.
Whoops. Should we just go to bed for the next day?
Yeah, go to bed the next day. Set it for 8 a.m.
All right. Well, they said the game takes place between like 10 and 6, kind of, because of just when everything is open.
Okay.
Let's just do that.
Set it for 10.
I like that little transition scene.
Oh, that's cute.
All right. We're missing something. What's our notes say? We've completed everything. Let's go back to the bookstore and see if we have any more information from Mitch over here.
Need something?
Oh, we got
Yes.
some.
How was Gerald's health? Physical and mental.
I don't know what drug he's on, but that man has energy. I'm jealous, and I'm 25 years younger than him. I do see him eat kale chips with his lunch, though, so maybe not that jealous.
What about his mental health?
Nothing has ever raised any red flags. Although his generation isn't much for talking about those kinds of things. You know, feelings.
Yeah. Is your relationship?
What exactly is your relationship to Gerald? Are you close personally or more like business partners?
As close as 2 heterosexual men can get. During slow hours, we chat about books, current events, politics, conspiracy theories, sports, movies. The list goes on. Oh, and gossip about old man drama. Carl always cheats at chess and thinks no one is onto him. Everyone is onto him.
Do you ever talk about your personal lives?
Not really. So like I said, as close as 2 heterosexual men can get. I don't have a personal life to share anyway. But Gerald, he has an entire lifetime behind him. I'll admit I've always been curious about his past.
Does Gerald have any family? There was a picture of his granddaughters in his wallet.
Really? I always wondered if he had kids out there somewhere.
He never mentioned his family to
That
you?
seemed a little odd.
That seems odd.
Maybe to us, but Gerald's naturally a very private person. Not in an intentional hiding information kind of way. He just steers away from topics like that. Why? I don't know, but I respect his privacy.
I wish there was a way we could let his family know what's going on.
The number of cooks in the United States is probably enough to fill 3 phone books alone. Not to mention married names.
Well, if he had kids, he should have divorce marriage records.
Somewhere.
And they could probably find his social security or something if they look him up. So it's not like it could be too hard.
Did the police check Gerald's home address?
He lives directly upstairs. I took them to the door, but that was the best I could do. They knocked a few times, got ladders, and looked through the windows from the outside. They had a pretty good view of the main apartment and the bathroom. From what they could see, there was no sign of him.
Can they get a warrant if they think there's a chance a person inside might need help?
No idea. But a busted door without appropriate justification sounds like a nasty lawsuit waiting to happen.
Thanks for talking.
True.
Never a problem.
I know it's early, but I could really go for some sleep. I'll get back to work tomorrow.
All right, I guess we're done for the evening.
Yeah.
I think that was probably that last little bit we didn't get.
Most likely.
All right, let's set the alarm for...
Set it for 8 tomorrow. I know that everything takes place, you said at 10, but just so it's not set at 10 o'clock.
Uh-oh. Run. I had a feeling that thing was going to fall down.
Yeah.
But then, I guess that's what happens when the ceiling is falling apart in your apartment building.
True. Now I want to know where that piece of wall is.
Could you
Where did
imagine
she
the
put it?
mess? And that is the end of the demo. I enjoyed that.
I like that.
That was good. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for the full release.
I want to play it so bad.
All right. I think we're going to probably call this after the demo. Well, I think we're just going to call it a night for this.
Yeah. It took a lot longer than I thought for us to get through the demo. So that was, I personally think that was a pretty decent length for a demo.
Yeah, that was.
I do know we had some technical issues which elongated
It was
the
about
playthrough, but
about the demo was about an hour long if you consider when we started it.
Hour and a half, most likely. I don't know if it was just because you and I were slow, but
no, I think it was just all the information.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It's a lot of information, and it gave you a lot to think about. And they had some really good puzzles in it too. The voice acting was really good. I'm actually pretty impressed with how just everything sounded so natural.